Hello everyone, this is Shokora Zouheikyoku aka chocomint, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Pre-Odyssey, Odysseus, Penelope and Odyssey. In the last playthrough, we have finished the game and unlocked extra content in the extra section, and now we will see what it is all about. So, I'll go in that. We have the gallery, we have the Pre-Odyssey Twitter. So I'm guessing the Pre-Odyssey theater should be the extra content that we need, and the gallery will contain all the CG that we have received so far, which are these lovely things. I especially love the kids. And if we click on this, I'm sure we will have a great sight of Odysseus half naked body. And last but not least, ending. So we got the ending 1. I'm not sure if what's the other ending are, but we'll see if I'm going to try the other endings, or maybe you guys could try it yourself to see what ending you'll get, and maybe share with me under the comments what's it about, or actually maybe not, as it contains spoilers. If you do though, please write spoiler above before you mention the ending. Thank you. So we got the ending 1, which is a romance ending. They got married and got a child. Nice. And so let's go to the Pre-Odyssey theater. Welcome to Pre-Odyssey theater. If you're here, that means you're beating the true ending, or one of them. Thank you for joining us in our journey. The chibi is so cute. By the way, I don't see your dogs today. Oh, they're on leave. Those children also enjoy their long time after all. Thank you, Ducky Miss, for giving us this a long time. What do you mean? Does that mean the duck's older become like really bright light bulbs or third wheeling, you guys? Because that's the impression that I'm getting from what you said. What was that? Oh, just taking a guess. Interesting. I see. The ducks have become first professional wingmen, literally wingmen, and professional third wheeling. So, speaking of gods, don't you have the favor of the goddess Athena? You're so lucky to have the goddess of wisdom on your side. Oh, that. I'd rather not rely on them gods' favors. They're just so fickle. One moment they can be your ally and then an enemy tomorrow. I wouldn't say so. You have to end up incurring their wrath at least. Like for destroying the temples. Maybe he did? Oh no. Yep, he did. He did. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? Exit, of course. Another egg bunt here. Iliad. So, what happens after we get to Ithaca? We marry, I make you my queen, and we live happily ever after. The end. That's cute. We both know that's not how it goes. I wish it did. For those who don't know, Iliad is an ancient Greek epic poem. It tells the story of the Trojan War. And it's because Afghan Menelaus couldn't take care of his wife. He had one job. Odysseus, language. Can you blame me? I make his marriage with Helen as smooth as possible by making up the oath of Tyndareus. Shouldn't I be exempt from it? It was my damn idea in the first place. But no, they had to drag me into the war that I don't even care about. Come on, my son was just born and I'm happily living with my wife. They can all go to the underworld for all I care. I guess it was a son. The child was a son. Nice. Yeah, he's angry, alright. Leave us alone. There. She rubbed his back. I think I'll take over for this one. The Georgian War started with the kidnapping of my cousin Helen. The King of Joy, Paris, being our culprit. That's why Helen became known as the face that launched 1,000 ships. Although that figure of speech only came up in the 17th century. Anyway, because of her kidnapping and takes to the earth of Tyndareus, all her suitors were obligated to give aid on her retrieval. This was the idea Odysseus provided my uncle so that he can have his support. You're still upset over that, huh? Of course. We had a deal. I help him, he helps me. I did my part already, and then he uses it against me. The Trojan War lasted for 10 years. 10 years without you? Don't worry, I'll send you letters through the ducks. I'll always be rooting for you. Thanks. There is a reason that Odysseus had to be sent to Troy. Even though he should have been exempt, since he was the one who came up with the earth in the first place. Odysseus nods. Because of a damn prophecy, which said they couldn't win without me. I'm sad that you have to leave, but I think you're amazing that they couldn't go without you. Yeah, well, it's nothing. Oh no, it's definitely a huge undertaking. Everyone should be familiar with the term Georgian host, yes? Yep. It was Odysseus who came up with it. The Georgian host was the jump card that led to all victory, thus fulfilling the prophecy. I actually would have preferred Georgian duck, but they would have linked it to my devotion to you. I would have loved to see that. We'll have one made in your honor. Of course, it wouldn't be called Georgian duck, but Italian duck. And I believe that's it for Iliad. Many things happen in between, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? The Odyssey. After the Trojan War in Iliad, we have the sequel, the Odyssey. 10 more years, 10 more years, 10 more. Anyway, the Trojan War lasted for 10 years, and then the sequel lasted for another 10 years. I kind of feel bad for the couple right now. Wow. At least they have a son, right? She won't be too lonely in a sense, but poor couple. How did it take 10 years for Joy to attack up? Odysseus sulks in a corner. So yes, it took Odysseus a total of about 20 years to get back home. The Odyssey is also my story as much as it is Odysseus. That's why Pre-Odyssey is the title of this game and not Iliad. Because the Odyssey is our story. And you did really well holding out. You did your best to get home as well. I travel home was met with way too many barrels and bad luck. Also, I'll say, but it's really because I may have caught the eye of a god. Or two. 3. I don't know, I lost count. Why? Why? But we have Athena to think that you managed to pull through, right? I'll say it was you who drove me home. If it weren't for you and no sun, I wouldn't have bothered through all that. I mean, sure, I love Ithaca, but going up against gods, goddess, sea monsters, even I have my limits. But I have no limit for you, for my family. Right. You did meet a number of beautiful ladies on your way back. Oh, you're the only one for me, I swear. That's cute. You lived with a couple of them for years. You spent more time with them than me, your newlywed wife. Ooh! 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 Well, that's a problem there, sir, good sir. That's because they forced me. I was more like the prisoner. It didn't help that my men were also held hostage. Bearing the fact that I kind of did lose all of them in the end. I never touched any of them and I tried my best to not let them near me. Even when they're screaming at me to get down from the tree. What? All the time I spent on the islands, you're the only one in my mind and my heart. I know, I was just teasing you. That's so sweet though, you guys. You can be cruel when you try. Thanks, I do try. I know it's not your fault, but I couldn't help but still be jealous, you know? You also had to deal with a few suitors back home, didn't you? A few hundred. What? Guys, what? I'm sorry, I couldn't protect our home better. They trashed everything. They even tried to kill our son, Telemachus. Wow. Low lives, shite, trash. Odysseus, language. Sorry. Although I don't disagree with you. They are indeed effing no good low-life trash. I see Penelope has become somewhat really strong-willed. I love it. So while Odysseus was struggling to return home, back in Ithaca, I tried to find excuses to avoid the suitors. They all tried to convince me that Odysseus has died, but I knew that he was alive. That does give me the regular reports on you after all. At least in this universe. What? Besides, I'm not the one they're after. They're all just chasing the throne. Scumbags, lowlifes, shite, trash. Which... Until finally, Odysseus managed to return home disguised as a beggar. Yes, and then I cleaned up every last one of those trash. I would have stopped you if they hadn't planned to go after Telemachus as well. And because of them, Argos also. I only heard what happened to his star. Apparently, Argos was neglected because of the suitors who kept on feasting at our home. If I had known, I would have sent my dogs to help take care of Argus. That said, I still lost 20 years for you. We continued to exchange letters to our dogs, so I felt connected to you in those years. I guess. We really owe those guys a lot. Agree. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? Sequel. There's no sequel. That thing is not canon. We're not talking about that one. What were you talking about? What is it? Oh, good. It doesn't exist, by the way. I deny its existence. We live happily ever after, and that's the end. Okay, we did. But we're talking about a possible ultimate sequel. Is it the same character or is it a different character? I would love to see their sequel for both of you, Penelope and Odysseus. What else is there to tell? Well, what about your friends, Atras, Antilochus? I never even got to see their faces. Well, they're not the main characters, so other than Odysseus and Penelope, I don't think anyone in the game have faces. Let them be single and faceless forever. But think about it. They kind of help us get together. Why don't we do the same for them? Because those two are hopeless. Besides, never mind. Then what about our boy, Telemachus? Damn, son! Oh man! The son looks... Oh my god. The son looks so handsome. I take it. Odysseus have a kind of suspicious and also foxy look on his face. But yeah, the foxy look is there on the son's face, but it's more feminine, which is kind of my type a little. Yes, I admit that I like kind of feminine guy a little, but also still manly at the same time. So I'll say Telemachus have a neutral look, so both masculine and feminine. I really love his eyes. I can see that he gets it from his father. But his hair color looks lighter from his father, so it's a mixture of hair color from the father and the mother, so that's nice. And he got his father's eyes, which looks great either way. Not that Penelope's eyes isn't pretty, it's very pretty. He does grow up to be a good boy. Nice. Odysseus nods to himself sagely. He has your beautiful hair. He looks just like you. Well, it's a mixture of your hair, kinda. Penelope's hair is lighter. I wouldn't have it any other way. But no, he's too young. But he's past 20 by the time we return home. Don't remind me. Let him be my baby boy until just a little while. Sorry, Telemachus. I tried. I guess you'll be single for a lot while. Anyway, no sequels. Oh, that's too bad. I mean, Telemachus is cute. I would love to see a cameo of Odysseus and Penelope in it. Nah, I wanted to play one about Iliad with your friends, or the Odyssey with your shipmates. Penelope, that won't end well. Huh? But if the main character is from the modern day who ends up in our world? Where are you learning those? Those are wall breaking! Anyway, what do you want to talk about? Exit! Thank you for spending your time with us. Goodbye! Nice. And that should be the end of our playthrough of Pre-Odyssey, Odysseus, Penelope and her deaths. This is one of the endings, so I'm not sure if I'm doing other endings. It would be nice if everyone can play the game themselves and check out those endings. There were a lot of thoughts to be seen, since we still have a lot of 2 more endings. I believe there's one ending for romance or maybe bad endings, not sure. Or an ending for friendship. So I truly believe that this is the good kind of ending. They live happily ever after and got a boy. Even though Odysseus have quite some trouble, like 20 years to get home, but he got a girl, he got a boy, so all ends well. And their relationship is so sweet. Wow. And I love that he's really loyal to his wife, so I would love to get a man like that in my life. Actually, I would love to get someone special like that in my life. To devote to someone forever without straying from their path, from their love. Even though there's a lot of distractions on the way, even though many years have passed, they still love each other very well. So it's a very powerful love until the end of time. I'll say that's a match made in heaven. So this should be the end, the final end to our playthrough. Pre-Odyssey, Odysseus, Penelope and her decks was a submission to the NaNoRenO 2022, which has been very recent as I looked through their submissions. And there's a lot of recommendations about otome games. So I looked up and found out this game is pretty cute and is pretty complete without any additional updates to the game. And if there are, I still play it, but it looks pretty complete already. So I played it. The art style is really beautiful. I love it. The soft tone of their colors and the scratchy texture of their art is really unique for its art style. Like, just take a look at this. Here, yeah, the color is really gentle. It's unique. You don't usually see this type of art style in mini otome. And also, the unique menu over here is quite fun. I don't think there's a purpose for this one, but it's fun when you move your mouse around. Maybe to look at them in several parts. Maybe. I don't think it works that way, but and a stylus, UI, and font is very eye-catching and suits the theme of a kind of Greek-like or older times. So it's really nice. Everything is consistent with the theme and the time of the story that took place. Next is the story. The story is pretty nice. I love the trope of being friends to lovers, and the story is really gentle for anyone who likes something that is not too dramatic. There's still a little drama, but nothing too serious, nothing too dramatic, like heartache between the characters, the girl misunderstandings between them and get mad or something like that. Maybe there are that kind of ending, but I didn't choose that. I didn't choose the option, so we don't see that in this playthrough. Anyone interested, you can try out this one. After all, the game is free. It's always nice to look through to try out the game itself. As I always say this I often say this for every game I play. Even though the summary is already on the game page, I will summarize the story in my own words. So it's as usual, it is accurate that this is a boy meets girl story, but in the older time of Greek, based on a poem of Iliad about Odyssey and Penelope, his wife, about a girl who loves dogs, who can talk to dogs, and a man who is interested in her special power that brings to their first meeting and getting closer to each other, from friends and to lovers. A gentle slice of life, almost slice of life story from beginning to the end, and they live happily ever after, just like a fairy tale. I say it's a great fairy tale since it's pretty cute. something nice and fluffy you can read before going to bed. Oh, that's a good idea. Someone made that. So next, the game mechanics. This is a visual novel that you can play in about, according to my reading speed, it took about 2 hours or more to finish playing through the game with the extra reading. So this is a visual novel. So the thing you do is read through the story with pictures, sound, and dialogue. It really is a story that you click through. Nothing hard to do here. And each story leads to a different ending, maybe bad endings or happy ending. It depends on what you thought, what was the best or not. Maybe on luck or maybe on experience or common sense. Still take a while to finish. Not too long though. I'll say 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3 is a good amount of time for a story. So 1 or 2 hours is a good amount of time to finish a story, especially for a visual novel. Not too short, not too long. It's just perfect. And it's really incredible that the author of the game has been able to make this wonderful game in a short time. Last but not least, the music. So the music here is really gentle. I love the ending song of the game, and I literally loved every kind of music in the game. It's really nice, it's really calm, it suits the situation in the game, and so on and so forth. Anyway, that should be my short review of Pre-Odyssey, Odysseus, Penelope and her decks. It's a wonderful ride. And I'm looking forward to any potential games the author would have. And I'm looking forward to see any new games that they might make in the future, as this game is quite wonderful. If it's an otome game, the better. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next playthrough of another new game. Bye bye!